Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Jojo Rarity. And in today's video, I want to talk about Marvel movies, like the future of Marvel. And if you know me by now, you know I'm a huge Marvel fan. So this year was really a good year to be a Marvel fan, because we got so many Marvel movies that came out this year, and also TV shows. Because last year was the worst year for us ever, because not a single Marvel movie came out or anything, and it was so sad. Can imagine, like, every year, right, we always like watch at least one Marvel movie or something, and this year we got so many. Like, I wanted to be talking about them, like, for example, Black Widow, Shangshi, Venom 2, and The Eternals. I watched it all already, and even the shows, but I already did video about Loki and WandaVision, the other shows, so I just want to talk about the Marvel movies. So if you want to check out my other videos, like the reviews of Loki, or WandaVision, or like Falcon and Winter Soldier, you can here, I will show some links somewhere above here. Anyway, let's start. Of course, the first movie that came out was Black Widow. We waited so long for it. To be honest, I was never a fan of Black Widow. Like in Endgame, I always liked Hawkeye more, and I was like rooting for Hawkeye at the time. I know people hate me because everybody hates Hawkeye kinda. Everyone that I know always liked Black Widow more, but for me it was the other way. And of course I'm sad that it's like, I don't want to spoil anything, but I think if you're a fan, you know what happened to her anyway. And so it was like, of course it's sad because she was there since the beginning, but we never really know that much about her because she never had a solo movie, and you only know from Iron Man or like Captain America. So she's like one of the Avengers, of course, so she's the original Avenger, and of course it was nice to see a movie about her. So let's talk about the movie. The movie wasn't that bad. It wasn't the best Marvel movie for me, but I did enjoy it. I never was a fan of Natasha, as I said, and they introduced new characters that I really liked more than her. For example, Yelena, and I think everybody likes her better than Black Widow. And it's like her sister, by the way, and she was so funny. And also Florence Pugh, she's a good actress, so she really played that role so well. And also, of course, her father, who played her father in the movie, and he's from Stranger Things, so of course I always like that actor also. His name is David Harbour, the actor, and he's so funny. I really love him in this movie as well. Like, he playing Red Guardian. He's kind of like Captain America, but Russian Captain America. The mother played by Rachel Weisz. So I think the characters were likable more than Natasha, and overall it was a good movie. It's like, you know more about Natasha's past. You know that she's an assassin, right? But you never really know how she grew up with and where she grew up with. Also, you never knew that she had a family. All this time she kept it a secret. Also, this was, of course, before Endgame, and the time, like with Captain America, the time she was hiding. It's like during that, it's after Civil War. You know what happened with Captain America. She was like hiding, so the time she wanted to meet them, and of course, like they have her fake parents, but she kind of grew up with them, so for her, they're like her parents. And it was kind of nice to know more about her. Like the villain in this movie, the villains weren't that, like, I don't even remember them. They weren't that surprising and that good. I think, like, wasn't exciting. It was like the worst villain ever. I don't know. I really didn't get this part, but it was nice to know about her and her family. Like, if you watch Endgame, you know, like, how much she lost and everything. It's kind of like know more about her. It's so weird because they do it like after her character doesn't exist anymore. It's weird to make a movie about that. Why they didn't do it earlier. But anyway, so I give this a 3.5 out of 5 ranking. Because, as I said, it's not really the best Marvel movie, but it wasn't the worst. So I did quite enjoy when I watched it the first time. The next movie that came out is actually the first movie from Marvel Phase 4. Was Shang-Chi. Like a movie I'm talking about. And Shang-Chi is a new superhero, by the way, that we get to know in the movie, and it's called Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. And like, I didn't have much expectation of this movie. I watched the trailer and everything was like, I'm really a fan of martial arts, something like Kung Fu or like something like that. But this movie proved me wrong. I think they did a good job. When I watched it, I really liked it. Like in the beginning, I was like, I don't know. It was like the first Asian as a superhero. Actually, of course, I must be excited, actually. It's like the first Asian superhero, like Asian representation. That's why I was like, so cool to see that, because do you know any Asian superhero or super, yeah, like you don't know. There's not many that out there. So Shang-Chi is of course the first Asian superhero really, and yeah, and the new actor was also really good, and I liked the cast and everything. Like also the fighting scenes, everything was so good, especially the magic in this movie, the magic aspects, because I didn't know it's gonna be about that. Because when I watched this movie, I really didn't know what it was about. I just know that it's called Shang-Chi and everything, and his power timing is also cool. So yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. For me, it's like was really better than Black Widow, because actually I think everybody loved Shang-Chi. Black Widow wasn't that good also for other people, but Shang-Chi is like the start Marvel with a good movie. So it was fun, and also there's a cameo of someone from other Marvel movie that came in this movie. I don't want to spoil anything, but if you haven't seen it, you should totally watch it because it's really so good. And I'm so excited actually to see him like in this new. I think also I don't want to spoil anything, but there's like end credits, which is so cool to see, and it's nice to see him like with the other group, like this new group vibe, because there's no more Avengers, but he's like a new Marvel character which you can totally like. So I think I give this movie a 5 out of 5 because it's just super amazing. So the next movie is Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage. I know it isn't in the MCU, but it's like Sony have their own like Spider-Verse, where only like Spider-Man characters can come into this movie. Like, that makes sense because it's not part of the MCU, but still it's a Marvel movie, so I want to be talking about it. And I don't want to spoil anything because, yeah, if you watch this movie and stick to the end credits, it's the best thing ever. So anyway, I really love Venom. 1 was so good already. Like Tom Hardy can't do anything wrong. I think people already watch it because of him. He's such a good actor, and everybody likes him, who doesn't, right? So anyway, part 2 wasn't that bad also because I read so many reviews in the beginning, like, I don't know if it was good or not, but for me, I really enjoyed it. I wouldn't say it's better than part 1, but I did enjoy it, and I think Carnage, the actor Woody Harrelson, just did such a good job in playing him. Also the woman there, she's like from Pirates of the Caribbean and 28 Days Later. I forgot the name, but she's also a good actress, like the British one. And he did such a good job in playing a villain. And both of them, like, being like, in this scenario, Eddie Brooke is the hero and he's the villain. And the fight was so good also. And I think Carnage looked also kind of scary. It was kind of let down. There was also like, not, I thought I wanted to do like rating, like, for people above 16. I thought it's gonna be like that, but I did change it again. Because like Venom, the comics are so brutal, I think, more than the movies. But yeah, it's the only letdown, but still I enjoyed it. And yeah, so it's like also Eddie's just struggling to be part of Venom. And yeah, it was also funny parts and everything. There's one scene, like almost at the end with the fight, that was the best part, I think, in the movie, where both of them fight like Carnage and Venom. So I really enjoyed this one too. I think I would give this a 4 out of 5. For me, Shang-Chi is still better, but I like Venom 2 also better than Black Widow. So I think this rating is fine. Let's talk about the most hated Marvel movie on this list. And of course, no other than The Eternals. And even before the movie came out, in America it came out first, everybody already hated it. And not everybody watched it, but I mean the critics and everything, they already watched it and said it's the worst Marvel movie up to date. And yeah, so why should you listen to the critics? Because I watched it, and I wouldn't say it's the best, but I wouldn't say it's like so much worse, because people say it's so disappointing and so bad. I did enjoy it. Black Widow was, I think, better. Still, like Shang-Chi, Venom, everything was still bad in Eternals, but it wasn't that bad. It's still like the worst Marvel movie, like if you compare to other Marvel movies, I think that's why. But still, it's like not that bad. Like also in the beginning, I wasn't really into it, because also when I watched the trailer, I know all the actors I didn't like are in it, so I was excited when it came out. Like I don't like Angelina Jolie, like the 2 other Game of Thrones characters. I know the actors that much. I don't know them that much, that's why. And then I don't know. It's like I don't know. I wasn't really into it like the other Marvel movies. But then there's like 2 likable characters actually in this movie, and I really enjoyed the chemistry together. I won't say any names because I don't want to spoil anything, because you need to watch it. But like for me, like There are like 2 good characters in this movie. I really enjoyed it. And the beginning was a bit like slow and boring for me also. I think maybe like 3 because like the main character, I actually like also Sase. And like in the beginning was like a bit slow. It was like all the flashbacks I didn't like. They showed so many flashbacks all the time. That's what I didn't like. But then later on in the middle of it was kind of got interesting. Also, it's like also people maybe wonder why I didn't help with Thanos and stuff, but if you watch the movie, you kind of understand it. It's a bit hard to explain. Like the first time you watch it, also hard to understand why I didn't do that. But yeah, anyways, the Turtles are like immortal beings who have like superhuman powers, and they're like really, really strong because they're not human. And so there's like in the movie, like the villains are like called Deviants. Deviants, I mean, and they have to fight them. And maybe it's because like too many characters, I think. One movie that introduced like 10 characters, you can't like flesh out like all the characters. It's like hard to do that because it must show like everything. If it's like a TV show, then yeah, I understand. But in the movie, so that's hard. Like suddenly they introduce like 10 new characters for us. Like so, oh my god, like so many characters on once. Like it's not over like Endgame, like Avengers. Like these characters you still love, and now like these new characters sometimes, but. Yeah, of course. Since I know Avengers, there has to be a new group that people will like. So, to be honest, I did enjoy this movie. It wasn't really that bad as people say. So you have to make your own opinion and only listen to critics or whatsoever. So if I say still, I would give this like a 3 out of 5 still. But as I said, it wasn't really that bad as people say it was. Can you imagine like we got to see 4 Marvel movies in just this year, and also TV shows like. So many Marvel everything because everything was delayed. That's why like this year it isn't the worst than last year. Anyway, of course, new upcoming review also soon. I'm so excited to be doing reviews again. And of course, about the show Hawkeye, which is gonna come out soon. I don't know when this video gonna be out, but it's gonna be soon. And of course, I'm gonna be talking about it. I'm so excited because I love Hawkeye. He's also one of my favorite Avengers. He's like so underrated, but I'm so excited to see him again. And that he got to have his own TV show because he doesn't want to have a movie. I think Jeremy Renner said that. So anyway, I'm so excited about that. And by the way, don't forget, there's one more Marvel movie coming out this year, like during Christmas, New Christmas. And Spider-Man No Way Home is the most anticipated Marvel movie ever. Also for me, I'm so excited because Spider-Man was always one of my favorite characters. And I think people maybe gonna be disappointed if like the other Spider-Man are not gonna be in it, but you shouldn't expect too much. But anyway, can you imagine like 5 Marvel movies in just 1 year? You get to see at least like 2 or 3, and so it's the most excited for. Maybe I'm gonna do my own review about it, like in one video, because I think I'm gonna be talking about so much about this movie. And also like Tom Holland, I think last Spider-Man, which also said, I think. Can you imagine? It feels like he only just started Spider-Man, and suddenly it's like ending. How fast the time goes by, I think. So yeah, that was it. Spider-Man wants to say goodbye to. And so hope you enjoyed this one. If you're a big fan of Spider-Man, give a thumbs up. Also comment down below which Marvel movie was like your favorite for this year, or which one did you enjoy the most. And also don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to put on the post notifications. I post every Saturday and Wednesdays if I have time. And I'm not always like up to date now. Anyway, so see you guys on my next video. Bye.